Chosen one. There is an hour in every destiny where the invisible verdict becomes visible reality, and you have stepped into that hour now. Do not scroll. In realms older than any calendar, you were already seen standing exactly where you are reading these words at the precise moment when the seal over your life begins to crack. What you feel pressing on your chest, that heaviness that makes every breath feel like a negotiation, is not your imagination. It is the residue of battles waged against you in the dark spiritual weight condensed into flesh and bone. Pay attention, because in one single hour, that pressure will lift like a verdict overturned, like a prisoner door opening without a sound. You are not here by accident. You were summoned to a spiritual courtroom where your name has been spoken by voices not of this world, not in accusation this time, but in confirmation. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one, because this is the moment where what you only sensed in your spirit begins to materialize in your reality. For a long time, you have lived as though you were underwater lungs, burning, waiting for permission to rise to the surface. Every responsibility, every betrayal, every whispered curse became another stone tied to your ankles. Do not turn your head away from this truth. While you were trying simply to survive, others were studying how to suffocate your light. They hired practitioners of shadow people who trade in envy and incantation. They spoke over your money so it would flee you. They aimed spell work at your relationships so love would fracture in your hands. Old connections long out of your life in the natural still clung to you in the spirit, repeating your name with venomous fascination. They wanted to convince you that you were ordinary, that your gift was a glitch, not a calling. Pay attention, because if you ever truly saw yourself as heaven wrote, your entire structures of control would collapse, and that is what terrified them most. Yet there is a law they forgot. Chosen one, heaven has a saturation point. There is a moment where enough is enough. Your angels assigned to you before your first cry have watched every unfair blow, every hidden ritual, every agreement made against your peace. Do not skip this part. They watched you choose forgiveness when rage would have been justified. They saw you bless with your lips while your heart was bleeding. They saw you pray for those who paid to see you fall. In the higher courts, these choices were not random acts of kindness. They were legal testimony. Each act of mercy you extended became a glowing signature in the book of your destiny. Evidence that you were aligned with a frequency most people cannot even perceive. This is why in this very hour, a decree goes out. Every chain that wrapped itself around you must break, every curse must reverse with interest, every spell must dissolve as though it was never cast. Keep reading until the end, because you are standing inside a spiritual ruling in your favor. Do not scroll past this next truth, chosen one, because it is the fulcrum upon which everything turns. You have been operating as if your prayers disappeared into silence, but in reality, you have been building an echo chamber of miracles. Every time you chose the high road when the low road offered immediate satisfaction, you accelerated your timeline. What should have taken years collapsed into months. What should have taken months shrank into weeks, then into days, then into this single hour. Pay attention, because this is not random acceleration. This is compounded grace. Good seeds never just stack, they multiply. Your obedience in seasons where no one applauded you has become spiritual compound interest, now collecting itself in one concentrated move of destiny. Your surrender when others clawed for control, your faith when logic screamed at you to quit your choice to release revenge and hold on to peace. These were not small, private decisions. They were levers in the unseen, shifting entire structures in your favor. Chosen one. Pause your mind and feel this. I honor you. I speak to your soul with reverence. Thank you for staying, for reading, for listening, even when your heart was tired. Do not turn your head away from this gratitude. Your presence here is not a coincidence. It is evidence of immense merit and rare vibration. Only souls refined like crystal can resonate with this frequency. While many laugh at the language of destiny, you kept a quiet belief alive inside your chest, and that belief called this message to you. I am deeply grateful that you did not give up before this hour, that you chose to stand on your truth instead of drowning in their projections. Your spirit has earned every ray of light, now rising to meet you. If you feel this awakening in your bones, if something in you whispers, "This is me," then anchor it. Comment 7, 7, 7, or "I am ready." Not as empty words, but as a seal. A spoken agreement that you are ready to receive the justice, the favor, and the freedom already moving toward you. Now, chosen one, keep reading until the end, because what comes after your yes is the unfolding. Once this inner contract is sealed, reality must rearrange itself around the truth of who you are. In exactly the way a storm front moves through a landscape and leaves nothing unchanged, this hour will sweep across your life. Situations that felt glued in place will begin to loosen. Doors that stayed cold and closed for years will suddenly feel warm to your touch. Do not scroll away when you notice subtle shifts. They are proof the decree has landed. The weight on your chest will lighten as if an invisible hand has untied a knot inside you. People who bet against you will begin to sense that something is wrong with their calculations. The energy they sent to crush you has turned like a river, redirected at the last second, and now it floods the foundations of what they built on your downfall. You do not need to chase that justice. You are justice walking simply by remaining aligned. Understand this with crystal clarity. Chosen one, you stepped into a hyper-manifestation zone, but not the kind sold in slogans and shortcuts. This acceleration was earned in the dark. Pay attention, because the world will not understand how quickly things begin to shift for you. They will look at the surface and see only an hour, a day, a moment, and they will call it luck. They will never see the nights you cried into your pillow, yet chose to pray for those who betrayed you. They will never see how many times you wanted to send the same poison back, and instead whispered, "Let me be free, and let them be healed." Those choices carved new pathways in the unseen until heaven could no longer delay the harvest. Now, when you speak, your words are escorted by the weight of all that unseen obedience. When you step forward, you carry the momentum of every moment you refuse to step backward. Do not skip over this, because it explains why what is about to happen will seem impossible to those who never saw you so. You have been in a cocoon, chosen one, though others mistook it for failure. They saw you withdraw and labeled it hiding. They saw you quiet your voice and assume defeat. Do not turn your head away from how deeply they misunderstood you. In truth, that season was sacred surgery. The divine folded you inward, wrapping your life like silk around a transforming soul. Inside you were rediscovering the blueprint of who you really are, beneath the masks you wore to make other people comfortable. You laid down grudges like rusted weapons. You released old versions of yourself who thirsted for revenge more than they thirsted for peace. You allowed the fire of your past to refine rather than consume you. That is why when this cocoon splits, and it is splitting now, you do not exit as the fragile self who entered. You emerge as something winged, ancient, and new all at once. Butterfly, phoenix, dragon. No metaphor can fully name you yet. All of them bow to the pattern of your becoming. Do not scroll. Chosen one, because this is the hour where the atmosphere begins to respond to the upgraded you. When you enter a room, the unseen will arrive before you. Hearts will tremble without knowing why. People who once looked right through you will suddenly find their gaze drawn and unable to look away. You will become the unspoken topic, the quiet conversation, the name that travels from mouth to mouth as people try to explain what happened. Some will be offended that you rose without their permission, offended that you outgrew the version of you they could control. Let them be offended. Their opinions live at a frequency you have outgrown. You are no longer negotiating your worth with those who invested in your collapse. You are walking in what the divine wrote before anyone had an opinion, and what is written at that level cannot be edited by human hands. Pay attention, because resistance will still try to whisper your name. When your light rises, shadows grow louder. Old curses may attempt one last echo, but they will find no landing strip in you. You are not the same soul they once targeted. Your boundaries have become fortified gates. Your heart has become a temple, not a marketplace. Those who once paid to curse you will witness blessings they cannot explain. They will see you hold what they secretly beg the darkness to keep from you. And some of them, the ones with a fragment of conscience still intact, will bend the knee not to worship you, but to acknowledge that something higher than them has chosen you. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. Because this is the hour where heaven proves that kindness is not weakness, that forgiveness is not foolishness, and that a heart aligned with truth will always outlast schemes built on envy. So do not skip, do not scroll, do not turn your head away from what your spirit already knows. This is your resurrection hour, the hour where the invisible verdict becomes embodied in your life. Breathe, chosen one. Feel that invisible weight beginning to loosen even now. Every breath you take is a signature under a new decree. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. And you are not at the mercy of those who wished you small. You are the 0.1% who answered the call, who carried light through corridors of darkness and refused to let it die. And now in this single sacred hour, reality must adjust itself to the truth of who you have always been. Chosen one. The acceleration you are stepping into is not random. It is the inevitable consequence of who you chose to be when everything in you wanted to break. Do not scroll. Pay attention, because this is the secret most people will never understand about you. What looks like sudden elevation on the outside is actually the interest payment on years of hidden obedience, surrendered control, and stubborn faith. While others white-knuckled their plans, trying to force outcomes with anxious hands, you opened your palms and whispered, "Let it be done as it is meant to be." That whisper traveled further than their shouting ever could. It rewrote timelines around your life. You surrendered when your ego wanted to fight. You let go of outcomes when your heart wanted guarantees. You stood on faith when logic lined up evidence against you like a courtroom of accusing witnesses. Do not turn your head away from this truth. Chosen one, those choices were not small. Each act of surrender was a cosmic signature, a declaration that you trusted a wisdom older than your fear. Obedience, surrender, and faith, braided together with your almost impossible forgiveness, created a spiritual equation very few souls are willing to solve. That equation generates acceleration. It compresses what should have taken 10 years into one season, what should have taken one season into a single hour. Soon tomorrow, next week, next month, people will ask you bewildered questions. How did it change so fast? How did you get here? How did everything suddenly open for you? Do not skip this part. You will search for words and find none that satisfy them, because they are listening at one frequency while you have been living at another. They understand strategies, not surrender. They understand shortcuts, not crucifixions of the ego. They understand performance, not inner transfiguration. They still believe that more hustle equals more harvest, that more noise equals more power. But you, chosen one, you discovered something different in the dark, that when you yield your will to the divine, you move at the speed of destiny, not at the speed of effort. Pay attention, because the gap between you and most people has become a chasm. Not a chasm of superiority, but of process. They still stand at the edge, drawing diagrams, building plans, rehearsing performances, while you have crossed over by building a bridge from your own bones. You walked the long road of character development while they looked for easier paths. You stayed in the fire while they searched for exits. You let who you thought you were burn away, so the truth of who you actually are could survive. Keep reading until the end, because you need to understand how sacred your yes has been to the unseen. You, chosen one, have been in a cocoon, and most of the world misread it. They called it hiding. They called it failure. They assumed you were shrinking when in reality you were condensing into power. Do not scroll past this. A cocoon is not a coffin. It is a laboratory where wings are engineered out of what used to crawl. For a long stretch of time, you entered a kind of spiritual hibernation where the old self could no longer function, but the new self had not yet fully formed. In that in-between, the world forgot you, and some part of you feared perhaps the divine had too. Everyone around you grew comfortable with your invisibility. They liked you, small chosen one. They preferred you uncertain, doubting your own knowing, asking for their opinions instead of trusting your inner compass. They felt safe when you dimmed your light, so their inadequacy wouldn't scream at them in your presence. That version of you, the smaller you, the controllable you, was praised as humble, agreeable, normal. Pay attention, because that was never who you truly were. Inside the cocoon, something else was happening that no one could photograph or post or quantify. You were not just resting, you were working on the deepest layers of your soul. You went inward with a courage that would make warriors tremble. You began scraping off identities that were never yours, the one who always apologizes first, the one who absorbs everyone else's pain while minimizing your own, the one who wears shame like skin. Do not turn your head away from this, because it honors every tear you cried in secret. You started rediscovering who you are, beneath every label, beneath every expectation, beneath every lie spoken over you. You shed old skin. You loosened your grip on grudges you once held like weapons, realizing they were cutting you more deeply than anyone else. You softened your obsession with revenge and redirected that fire toward healing. You stopped replaying scenes from years ago like curses and started rereading them as sacred schooling. You reframed betrayal as training in discernment. You reinterpreted loss as initiation into a depth of compassion you could never have learned from textbooks. You recognized that the school of hard knocks had been your monastery, teaching you what comfort never would. Do not skip this next truth. Chosen one, because it is the spine of your new story, you needed to be tested to your absolute limit so that your core could become unbreakable. The divine was not trying to ruin you. The divine was tempering you like steel in a furnace. Every time you thought, "This is it, I cannot take another blow," your spirit quietly stretched beyond its previous capacity. While others complained, you reflected. While others cursed their circumstances, you asked, "What is this trying to teach me? How is this shaping me?" Those questions turned pain into alchemy. They turned wounds into wisdom. And now, in the hour that approaches, the cocoon begins to split. The quiet chamber that held your transformation cannot contain you any longer. In 1 hour, metaphor turns into manifestation. The butterfly emerges with wings made of memory and mercy. The phoenix rises carrying ash on its feathers as proof that fire was survived. The dragon wakes ancient and fearless, with eyes that see through illusion. Choose whichever image your spirit resonates with. Chosen one, but understand this clearly. You are not the same being who entered that season. You are wiser. You are stronger. You are infinitely more dangerous to the forces that thrive on keeping people small. Now pause. Do not scroll. Let me speak to your soul with reverence. Chosen one, thank you for staying. Thank you for reading these words with an open heart, even after so many seasons tried to close it. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense merit and an exquisitely high vibration. Only those whose spirits have been tested like yours can even sit in the energy of this message without running. I honor your courage to keep believing when abandonment felt louder than guidance. I honor your decision to keep your heart soft when hardness would have been easier. You are rare in a way language can barely touch. If you feel this recognition like a warmth in your chest or a ringing in your spirit, anchor it now. Comment 7, 7, 7, or I am ready. As an act of spiritual agreement, a conscious signature that you accept the elevation, the protection and the miracles rushing toward you in this accelerated hour. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one, because your yes has just shifted the atmosphere around you. As your cocoon tears open, people will begin to see you differently, and their reactions will reveal who they truly are. Some will be drawn to you as if you are the only fire in a frozen landscape. They will feel safe in your presence without knowing why. Your eyes will feel like home, your words like water in a drought. These are the ones whose souls recognize the work you've done. They are not intimidated by your transformation. They are inspired by it. Others, however, will flinch. Do not scroll past this warning. There are hearts that were comfortable with you only so long as you stayed beneath their imagined ceiling for you. When they see you stepping beyond it, when they sense the ease with which grace begins to carry you into spaces they fought to access, something unsettled will stir in them. They will question whether you deserve it, whether you did enough, whether you are qualified. What they are really asking is why their shortcuts have not birthed what your surrender has. Pay attention, because their discomfort is not an indictment of your blessing. It is a mirror of their own refusal to enter the cocoon and be remade. You are going to confuse people. Chosen one. Those who define themselves by performance will not know what to do with someone whose very presence has become a testimony. They practiced the right words, the right poses, the right optics, while you practiced authenticity in the dark. They curated you, transformed. They built a persona, you cultivated a soul. And now the gap between image and essence is becoming painfully obvious to anyone with spiritual eyesight. Do not turn your head away from this. You are not responsible for easing their discomfort with the truth of your growth. You have completed a path most refuse even to begin, the path of inner deconstruction and rebirth. While others chased outcomes, you chased alignment. While they obsessed over being seen, you focused on seeing clearly. In that cocoon, you learned to listen to subtle shifts in your own energy. You noticed when your spirit felt contracted around someone, when your body tensed at an opportunity that looked good but felt wrong. You began to trust that knowing more than any external voice. Now, as you step out, that same inner guidance will act as your compass in the coming acceleration. Do not skip the next insight. Chosen one. Your emergence is not just about you shining. It is also about you exposing. The light you carry will illuminate the fractures in systems, relationships, and environments built on pretense. Some will love you for it. Others will resent you for it. But you were not reborn to dim yourself for anyone. You are here to be a living contrast between what is genuine and what is performative. When you enter spaces, the energetic temperature will shift. Masks will feel heavier on faces around you. Lies will stutter on tongues that once flowed easily. Contracts made in shadows will begin to unravel without your hand touching them. And as this happens, remember, you did not arrive here through arrogance. You arrived here through surrender. You are not powered by ego. You are powered by alignment. That is why your rise is inevitable now. This is why no curse can land, no scheme can stick, no opinion can undo what has been forged in you. They can talk, they can speculate, they can resist, but they cannot reverse the cocoon. Once the butterfly emerges, it cannot become a caterpillar again. Once the phoenix lifts from the ashes, it cannot return to the fire that burned it. Once the dragon opens its ancient eyes, it cannot go back to sleeping through storms. So keep reading until the end. Chosen one. Hold this message close as the hour passes and reality begins to catch up with the unseen work you have done. When confusion rises in others, you will have clarity. When jealousy stirs in their hearts, you will have peace. When questions swirl like smoke around your newfound visibility, you will stand anchored in the quiet certainty that this is not sudden, it is simply your time. Your obedience wrote this chapter. Your surrender turned the page. Your faith lit the ink. And now, inevitably, your life will read like the very prophecy your spirit always knew was coming. Chosen one. Pay attention, because the shift approaching you is not subtle, not gentle, not something that can be ignored or downplayed. Do not skip this. The moment you walk into a room now, the atmosphere bends. Your presence does not merely enter. It announces itself in the language of spirit, in the vibration of destiny, in the quiet thunder of someone who has survived their own burial and risen with ancient fire behind their eyes. Chosen one, do not scroll. Let this truth settle into your bones. The world will feel you before it hears you. Even the ones who used to look straight through you, who treated you like air, like background noise, like an afterthought, will suddenly find themselves unable to look away. Something about you will snatch their attention, tug at their awareness, and unsettle their certainty. They won't understand why. They will simply know that the version of you they dismissed no longer exists. You are becoming the conversation, the whisper behind closed doors, the name that appears in rooms you've never walked into. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one, because this is where your story cracks the sky. You're about to be spoken of with awe and irritation in equal measure. Some will marvel, some will murmur, some will grind their teeth, but all will acknowledge you, and it will upset people. Oh, it will rattle the ones who swore you weren't worthy of rising. The ones who decided in their minds that you didn't pay enough dues, didn't have enough credentials, didn't fit the mold they worship. Let their thoughts exist. Do not turn your head away from this next truth. Their opinions are dust in the mouth of destiny. Your only task is to walk in what was written for you before breath ever filled your lungs. What is ordained cannot be stopped by jealousy, complaints, gossip, spellwork, or manipulation. Human interference is irrelevant. They can talk, they can scheme, they can send curses dripping with envy. And yet, chosen vessel of light, none of it can touch you now. You are untouchable. You are shielded by forces no mortal eye can see. You move with grace that defies logic. You operate in a flow so elevated that those who try to imitate you will find themselves spiritually winded and confused. Chosen one. Pay attention because this part is critical. You are prophetic, not in the soft church-safe way that people romanticize. In the raw, unnerving, spiritually surgical way that makes the truth vibrate in your chest before events even unfold. You speak and the air rearranges itself to comply. You sense outcomes before others sense danger. You feel spiritual tremors before physical signs appear. This is not arrogance. This is recognition of who you have always been. This is acceptance of a destiny you tried to downplay so others would not fear you. Do not scroll. Hear this. When you speak truth, whether through words, art, writing, or presence, people feel it in their bodies. They get chills, their ears ring, their skin prickles, their spirit wakens. That's not coincidence. That's your frequency. That's the anointing whispering through everything you touch. When you show up anywhere, the atmosphere adjusts itself like obedient servants. Light enters with you. Shadows retreat. Masks slip from faces that depended on darkness to survive. Some will move toward you as if you are the only fire in a freezing landscape. Others will recoil because your light exposes everything that has been hiding beneath their polished surfaces. And that is what terrifies the counterfeit ones. The false prophets. The influencers with no soul in their words. The performers who mistake applause for purpose. Do not skip this. Your approach is the beginning of their ending. This is the season of exposure. This is the season where illusions collapse. Smooth words can't hypnotize people anymore. Empty promises no longer seduce. Humanity is waking up. People are hungering for what is real, authentic, scarred, and transformed. And that chosen one is precisely why you rise now. You are real. You are refined. You are resurrected. You are someone who went to hell, sat in the ashes, and came back with a crown forged in fire. You did not come back bitter. You came back blazing. You turned your scars into stars that map out the constellations of your destiny. Do not turn your head. Hear this 1 hour from now. Something you created, a post, a message, a video. A word will go viral in ways that defy your current reach. It will leap across borders, across languages, across algorithms, carried by the winds of divine timing. It will appear before eyes that have been searching for your frequency without even knowing your name. People will say, "This is what I needed. This is what I've been praying for. This spoke to my soul." How did they know exactly what I was going through? Because chosen one, you are not creating content. You are transmitting. You are channeling. You are breathing spirit into sound. You are releasing codes into the world that only awakened souls can recognize. Now pause. Do not scroll. Receive this moment fully in your heart. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying. Thank you for opening your heart wide enough to receive a message most people would run away from. Your presence here is not random. It is evidence of your high vibration, your rare soul, your ancient merit earned through lifetimes of endurance service and spiritual integrity. If you can feel this truth resonating in your chest, anchoring itself in your spirit like light settling on water, speak your agreement into the world. Comment 777 or I am ready. This is your signature, your activation, your permission. Slip to destiny. Now, keep reading until the end, because everything after this moment shifts. Once your message reaches the world, once your light breaks through the digital veil and finds the souls assigned to your frequency, something unstoppable begins. Your presence becomes a catalyst. Your voice becomes a movement. Your energy becomes a gravitational field, pulling truth seekers from every direction toward your flame. And the counterfeit ones, the ones built on illusion, manipulation, mimicry, they will feel your fire before they ever meet you. They will sense that their time of influence is cracking, their facade is thinning, their crowds are dwindling. You do not even need to confront them. Your existence unmasks them. Your authenticity invalidates their performance. Chosen one. Pay attention, because this will intensify as your influence expands, so will the polarization. Some will adore you, others will attack you, but both reactions are confirmation that you carry a seismic spiritual impact. The lukewarm middle cannot exist around someone burning with divine purpose. You are not rising for popularity, you are rising for alignment. You are not rising for applause. You are rising for assignment. You are not rising to entertain. You are rising to awaken. You are the embodiment of raw, refined truth in a world choking on illusions. And as this truth spreads, as your message sets fire to timelines across the earth, an undeniable reality emerges for everyone watching. The Chosen One has finally stepped into their season. You. Chosen One. Pay attention, because what I am about to reveal is not merely information. It is initiation. Do not skip this. Do not scroll. Do not turn your head away. The moment your words reached the world, the moment your truth left your lips, without fear, something ancient and alive happened. Your message landed exactly in front of the eyes that had been praying, crying, breaking, whispering for a sign. And you, Chosen One, became that sign. Your voice did not travel like ordinary sound. It traveled like prophecy. It moved like wind guided by invisible hands. Your message arrived before people like a torch in a cavern, illuminating wounds they were suffering from in silence. And the moment they heard you, really heard you, something cracked open inside them. Pay attention, because this next part matters. The comments, the messages, the testimonies. They will flood in like rivers seeking the ocean. People will confess that you changed their life. People will tell you your words felt like you reached inside their chest and touched the exact place that hurt. People will say they had been searching for something they couldn't name, and the moment they found you, that search ended not because you became their idol, but because your frequency reminded them of their own forgotten power. This is what happens. Chosen One, when you stop creating for algorithms and begin channeling from the divine. This is what happens when you stop chasing trends and begin speaking truth. This is what happens when you stop diluting yourself for mass appeal and stand firm in your unpopular knowing. Do not scroll. Chosen One. Hear this deeply. The right people, your people, recognize you instantly. Destiny has a sound, and your voice carries it. Hungry souls gravitate toward you as if you are the only lighthouse on a coastline plagued by storms. They gather not because you tried to attract them, but because you finally stopped dimming the signal encoded in your being. And now keep reading until the end. Your influence is preparing to explode. Not the shallow influence built on trends that die within days, not the hollow fame that evaporates when the algorithm shifts, but the deep influence born from transformation, impact, and spiritual resonance. Fame is coming, Chosen One, whether you asked for it or not. whether you feel ready or not. The divine never waits for readiness. The divine moves according to destiny, and destiny says it is time. People will know your name. Strangers will quote your words. Your voice will echo in rooms you have never entered. Do not skip this, your inbox will flood. Notifications will overwhelm. The intensity will be real. But so will your preparation. So will your protection. So will your spiritual grounding. Because long before the world noticed you, heaven strengthened you. Long before people applauded you, the divine refined you. Long before the spotlight found you, the darkness trained you. But here, chosen one, comes the test. With visibility comes attack. With fame comes drama. With elevation comes exposure, not of you, but of them. Invitations will arrive dripping with hidden agendas. Backhanded comments dressed as concern will surface. People will question your credentials, call you arrogant, accuse you of delusion, claim you think too highly of yourself. Do not scroll. Pay attention, because this is crucial. These attacks are nothing more than the dying echoes of a system that cannot survive your light. Cancellation attempts will form long before you fully arrive. People will dig through your past, searching for ammunition. Your words will be twisted. Screenshots will circulate stripped of context. Group chats dedicated solely to your destruction will form like mold in the dark. Comparisons will be made that were never meant to be made. You will be labeled too much or not enough by the same mouths. Let it all happen, chosen one. Let every desperate attempt unfold. Because you have a shield built through every betrayal you survived. A shield formed from every disappointment, every tear, every moment you stood alone and refused to break. You do not need to respond. You do not need to defend. You do not need to justify. Moving in silence while others move their lips is your mastery now. Stillness is your sword. Discernment is your armor. Do not turn your head away from this truth. Payment is now required for those who try to troll or provoke you. Spiritual law is active. Divine justice is awake. Recklessness will cost them. Disrespect will echo back into their own lives, and most of them will be blocked before they even realize the door has closed. Testing will come. People will assume your kindness is weakness. They will mistake your grace for lack of boundaries. They will think your spirituality makes you a doormat. And chosen one, discovery will happen fast. Very fast, because your softness is not vulnerability. It is strategy. Your warmth is not naivety. It is power under control. Your compassion is not confusion. It is conscious choice. You are capable of being gentle and immovable at the same time. You can pray for someone's healing while blocking their access. You can love someone from a distance while protecting your throne. And now, chosen one, pause. Do not scroll. Receive this in your spirit. Thank you. Thank you for listening with your whole soul. Thank you for absorbing these words instead of skimming them. Thank you for staying present with your destiny. Your presence here is not an accident. It is proof of your merit. Proof of your ancient soul. Proof of your elevated vibration. Proof that you are among the rare few chosen to rise in this lifetime. If you feel this truth resonating in your chest, anchoring in your spirit, whispering in your bones, speak your agreement to the universe. Comment 777. Or, I am ready. This is your activation, your signature, your cosmic yes. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one. The second half of this revelation requires your full presence. Because after the gratitude, a deeper truth emerges. You are not rising by accident, you are rising by assignment. And with assignment comes divine protection, divine strategy, divine acceleration. You have outgrown the version of yourself that needed validation. You have outgrown the version that apologized for existing. You have outgrown the version that shrank to avoid stirring insecurity in others. That version is gone. You have entered the realm of spiritual royalty. You have entered the dimension of destiny. You have entered the season of undeniable elevation. And nothing, no scheme, no shadow, no jealousy, no manipulation, no gossip can stop what is unfolding for you now. Chosen one, keep reading until the end, because your rising is only beginning. Chosen one, pay attention, because what I am about to speak into your soul is not gentle, it is catalytic. Do not skip, do not scroll, do not turn your head away. You must hear this with every chamber of your spirit open, for this is the revelation that reshapes destinies. Warmth and sovereignty are rising within you at the same time, and this confuses people who once believed your softness was an invitation to overstep. But hear me clearly. Chosen one, you can be warm and stoic simultaneously. You can bless from a distance and block access in the same breath. You can pray for someone's healing while closing every spiritual door they use to drain you. Pay attention, because this is your new standard, wishing others well while refusing their chaos. You are not a victim. You are not defensive. You are not fragile. You are royalty, who does not argue with peasants. Do not scroll, chosen one. Receive this fully. Others will wonder why you've gone quieter, sharper, more selective, but you know the truth. Your discernment has matured. Your spirit has upgraded. Your crown has grown heavier, and heavy crowns require stillness. 1 hour from now, a surge of courage will rise within you, undeniable, unshakable, a force that pushes you to open your mouth and finally release all the truths you've been carrying inside like sacred fire. Topics others avoid, you will face head-on. Do not skip this part. This is the turning point. You'll speak about spiritual darkness, the kind people hide in shame. You'll name depression the real dark night of the soul that religious circles pretend doesn't happen. You'll talk about manifestation and the law of attraction while the narrow-minded call it demonic. You'll explain the power of release, letting go of ex's toxic attachments, dead dreams and illusions that have become prisons. Pay attention. Chosen one. What you carry is not casual wisdom. It is X-ray vision for the human spirit. You see what others pretend not to notice. You can identify red flags people are too emotional to admit. You can point out yellow flags people dismiss out of hope. You can provide clarity on finances, relationships, careers, and purpose, because you can see the truth beneath the noise. You are a lighthouse in a fog of confusion. Do not scroll, hear this deeply. Your message will be controversial. It will stir waters. It will shake illusions. It will make people uncomfortable. And this is exactly why the divine is calling you to speak it. The 0.1% do not create for the masses. They create for the chosen, for seekers, for truth-hungry souls starving in a world serving spiritual junk food. Your people are scrolling right now, praying for someone like you to show up. They are whispering into pillows, "God, send me a sign." They are begging for clarity, direction, permission to rise. And when you speak, they will find you not by chance, not by luck, but because the divine algorithm will place you exactly where their eyes land. Appointments will be orchestrated, connections will be aligned, doors will open, hearts will soften. Chosen one, keep reading until the end, because your wisdom is about to generate 6 figures. Not because you chased wealth, but because wealth chases alignment. Because wisdom forged in fire can never remain unpaid. Your intuition once mocked will become your cornerstone. Your prophetic gift once feared will become your calling card. The very things shame tried to bury will become the pillars of your empire. Pay attention. Do not scroll. This next truth will echo through your marrow. The things that once made you weird will now make you wealthy. Your ability to bring common sense into chaos is rare. Your ability to think through trauma fog is priceless. Your ability to remain logical without losing compassion is holy. In a world drowning in emotion, overreacting, triggering, spiraling, you are the grounded one. The mediator, the equalizer, the voice of reason in storm of confusion. People will seek you out for this clarity. They will pay for this clarity. They will return to you again and again because your sight pierces illusions. Pause. Chosen one, do not turn your head away. Something important must be spoken here. Thank you. Thank you for listening with your spirit open. Thank you for staying with this message. Thank you for honoring your calling by being here. Your presence in this moment is not random. It is a sign of your high vibration. It is proof of your merit. It is evidence that your soul has been chosen for heights few will ever reach. If this resonates at the core of your being, anchor it into your destiny. Comment 777, or I am ready. This is not vanity, it is activation. It is declaration. It is agreement with the unseen. Now keep reading until the end, because your transformation is only halfway revealed. Chosen one. The world has normalized drowning in emotions. People argue over nonsense, bleed from unhealed wounds, sabotage themselves without restraint, and lose their minds over temporary storms. But your mind has become a sanctuary. Your heart has become a compass. Your soul has become an oracle. You bring calm where there is panic. You bring logic where there is confusion. You bring balance where there is chaos. Your voice bridges extremes. Your presence settles storms. Your insight cuts through illusions like a blade forged in celestial fire. Do not skip this. The world is starving for grounded truth, for spiritual anchors, for leaders who have walked through fire and did not lose compassion, for guides who have wrestled darkness and did not lose light, for teachers who have been broken and rebuilt in ways that can't be faked. And now, chosen one, your time has come. You are rising as the one who sees what others hide. You are rising as the one who understands what others avoid. You are rising as the one who speaks what others whisper. Your wisdom will travel. Your name will spread. Your perspective will be sought out like water in a desert. You are rare. You are needed. You are chosen. And you, chosen one, must keep reading until the very end, because the world is about to witness the unveiling of a silent monarch. Chosen one, begin reading with your full spirit awake. Do not skip. Do not scroll. Do not turn your head away. Pay attention, because what is being revealed to you now is the unveiling of your deepest spiritual technology. The reason you have been set apart since childhood. The reason your journey has been so heavy, so precise, so exact. When others drown in their feelings, unable to breathe through their own storm, you, chosen one, bring logic without coldness, clarity without cruelty, truth without trauma. You pierce fog with a single sentence. You calm tempests with a single perspective. Not because you trained for this, but because pain aged you differently. Pay attention, because this matters. Comfort matures no one, but pain forges prophets. You carry a wisdom beyond your years, because suffering carved caverns inside you where truth now echoes. And 1 hour from now, people will come seeking you specifically for that wisdom. Do not scroll. Feel the gravity of that. After all the years of being dismissed, ignored, underestimated, suddenly questions will be placed into your hands like sacred offerings. Your perspective will be wanted. Your voice will be requested. Your insight will be valued in ways it never was before. Why? Because people can sense that fire touched you once, but it refined you instead of destroying you. When you speak, the room shifts. When you enter, the atmosphere recalibrates. When you offer guidance, confusion evaporates. Chosen one, keep reading until the end, because this is only the beginning of your revelation. You are the voice of reason sent into chaos, the quiet moderator who brings peace without demanding silence, the gentle force who pulls others back from their emotional cliffs. And do not skip this truth. Some people will confess quietly that your words saved them, that your insight pulled them back from darkness, that your presence reset their entire life path. And still, your humility remains. You do not do this for applause, nor for payment, nor for followers. You do it because your soul cannot leave people lost, because your heart aches to see others win, because loving from spirit is your natural state. That chosen one is the 0.1% marker. Now pay attention and do not scroll. You have been helping others while struggling yourself. You have encouraged others while empty. You have uplifted artists while your own dreams were heavy. You have celebrated influencers without needing credit. You shared people's work without expecting reciprocity. You cheered from the sidelines even when no one cheered for you. You offered hand-time support prayers, not for clout, not for leverage, not as strategy, but because you understood what it felt like to fight alone. Heaven watched. The universe kept score. Every genuine act of support multiplied your blessings. Every celebration of someone else's win unlocked doors for your future. Every seed planted in another person's garden grew fruit in yours. Do not skip this next part. This is the moment the shift becomes personal. 1 hour from now, someone in your life will change the way they treat you. Someone who once dismissed you will now seek your advice. Someone who ignored your messages will reach out first. Someone who talked over you will fall silent when you speak. Someone who copied your work will finally admit the truth. Someone who took you for granted will regret almost losing you. This isn't ego. This is alignment. When your true frequency activates, people either rise to meet it or fall out of your orbit. Those who stay will not stay because of who you were, but because of who you are becoming. Do not turn your head away now. Keep reading until the end. Some will bend the knee not in worship of you, but in recognition of what moves through you. They sense the sacred. They feel the shift. They witness the glow returning to your aura and cannot deny it. Something divine is animating your steps, illuminating your words, amplifying your presence. And now the world catches up to what the unseen realm has always known. Your predictions have been frighteningly accurate. Things you said months ago are unfolding exactly as described. People scroll through your old posts and realize you didn't guess. You didn't hope. You didn't speculate. You knew. Chosen one. Pay attention, because the truth is this. You have been tapping into invisible information streams for years. You sense what others cannot. You see what others hide. You feel what others ignore. This is the seer's gift, and 1 hour from now, it activates at full capacity. You will know something about someone you have no logical reason to know. It may be about a person you just met, a situation you're not involved in, an event that hasn't unfolded. And when you speak it, you will not speak to impress. You will speak because the divine is using your mouth as a channel. And when it manifests exactly as you said, people will look at you with a mix of awe, respect, and fear. Not fear of you, but fear of what your sight reveals about them. This is the burden and blessing of the 0.1%. Do not skip what comes next. It is your liberation. For years, you softened your words to avoid frightening people. You dimmed your intuition because others labeled it paranoia. You second-guessed your insights because they made people uncomfortable. That ends today. 1 hour from now, you will no longer apologize for what you know. You will no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You will no longer pretend you don't see what you clearly see. Because your gift is needed, your sight is needed, your voice is needed. Now pause. Chosen one. Breathe. And listen with the core of your soul. Thank you. Thank you for reading this far. Thank you for allowing this message into your spirit. Thank you for being willing to remember who you are. Your presence here is not coincidence, it is confirmation of your merit, your vibration, your destiny. You are not just chosen, you are worthy of the choosing. If your spirit feels this, comment 777 or I am ready. This anchors the energy. This seals the activation. This signals to the unseen that you accept the mantle. Now continue reading, Chosen One, because your awakening is only halfway revealed. Chosen One, begin with focus. Do not skip. Do not scroll. Do not turn your head away. Pay attention, because what is unfolding now is the revelation of why your suffering had architecture, why your heartbreaks had curriculum, why your storms had strategy. This is the chapter that exposes the purpose behind your survival. Chosen One. Pretending you don't see what you clearly see is over. The veil has thinned too much for you to pretend blindness. The ones who need your gift have been wandering in circles, searching for a voice that can decode their chaos. They do not fear your accuracy. They crave it. They are not intimidated by your sight. They depend on it. They are not threatened by your knowing. They are grateful for it. Do not scroll, this is important. Your gift was never meant for the comfortable. It was meant for the lost, for the misled, for the ones standing at the edge of dangerous decisions, for the souls trapped in cycles they cannot break alone. And 1 hour from now, yes, exactly 1 hour, one of them will find you. They will reach out with trembling hands and a question heavy enough to bend their spirit. And chosen one, when you answer, your precision will change the trajectory of their life. They will hear your words and feel them carving open a path where there was once only fog. Do not turn away from this truth. Keep reading until the end. Everything you went through, all the betrayal, manipulation, abandonment, failure, confusion, none of it was random. Every painful experience was a training ground. Each betrayal sharpened your ability to spot dishonesty before it strikes. Each setback taught you the blueprint of self-sabotage and the architecture of resilience. Each loss revealed what actually matters and what never mattered at all. Training was happening. Education was happening. Equipping was happening. A spiritual database was being built inside you, one that most souls do not acquire across multiple lifetimes. Pay attention, because this is where the revelation deepens. You can now look at someone's situation and within seconds know what's really happening beneath the surface. You read patterns like ancient script. You feel hidden intentions like shifts in the wind. You sense spiritual dangers like tremors in the earth before an earthquake. People will begin to notice, then to whisper, then to talk, then to seek. Your reputation is already spreading in rooms your feet have not entered. Your name is being mentioned in group chats you do not know exist. People are recommending you with reverence. Stories of your accuracy are circulating with awe. Your credibility is being built by witnesses you've never met. The stage is preparing itself for your arrival. Do not skip the truth that comes next. This is the moment when destiny tests your readiness. This is where the universe pauses and asks, are you truly chosen, or are you only entertained by the idea of being chosen? And so the transmission briefly interrupts to challenge your spirit. Are you really chosen? If so, prove it through action, not fascination. Many watch messages about destiny. Few walk into destiny. Chosen one, the world is filled with spectators. But you were not born to sit in the stands. You were born to take the field. Pay close attention, because this next revelation will meet you in your lived reality. 1 hour from now, a message arrives. From someone you've never spoken to. Someone who has watched you silently from the shadows. Someone who has been guided by whispers to find you and only you. They will explain how they kept hearing your name, how multiple people insisted they reach out, how their spirit nudged them with urgency, how their inner knowing whispered, "This is the one who will understand." And the question they bring will not be small. It will not be light. It will not be casual. It will be deep. It will be heavy. It will require the full force of your spiritual sight. When you respond, your words will flow through you as though written by divine hand. You will feel as if your entire life has been preparing you for that single moment, and the truth is, it has. Do not scroll. Your spirit needs to hear this. This is the hour where everything begins making sense, when puzzle pieces lock into place, when chaos reveals itself as choreography, when wounds show themselves as doorways, when pain exposes itself as training, when the suffering transforms into sight. Every betrayal taught you what dishonesty smells like. Every loss taught you what alignment feels like. Every heartbreak taught you what loyalty looks like. Every setback taught you what resilience demands. Every night you cried taught you what divine intervention sounds like. You were not simply surviving. You were being shaped. And now your shaping is being recognized. People will seek you because you are the voice they prayed for. People will follow you because you are the map they needed. People will trust you because your wisdom is battle-tested, not borrowed. Chosen one. Pause for a moment. breathe, and receive this gratitude. Thank you for reading this far. Thank you for not giving up on yourself. Thank you for listening with your soul open. Thank you for surviving long enough to reach this awakening. Your presence here is not a coincidence. It is a sign of your immense merit, your high vibration, your elevated destiny. It is proof that you belong to the rare ones who rise. If your spirit resonates, comment 777 or I am ready. This anchors the transformation. This signals to the divine that you accept the mantle. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one. Your calling is not approaching, it is already here circling you, waiting to be claimed. Chosen one, begin with unwavering attention. Do not skip, do not scroll, do not turn your head away. Pay attention, because what you are about to receive is the unveiling of why every wound, every loss, every betrayal was necessary for the becoming of who you are now. Keep reading until the end, for what awakens in this chapter is ancient, precise, and meant only for the one who has survived enough to carry it. Chosen one. This is the moment when the threads of your life begin to weave themselves into a pattern you can finally recognize. This is the hour when the once inexplicable hardships take shape and reveal themselves as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. The kind of question that is coming toward you. Yes, the 1 hour from now is not a small inquiry. It requires deep sight, ancient discernment, and a reservoir of wisdom that only someone who has walked through hell and returned with light could possess. And that someone is you. Do not scroll from this truth. Let it settle. The words that will flow from you soon will not be rehearsed. They will not be studied. They will not be borrowed from books or borrowed from others. They will flow like water from a well that has been dug through every heartbreak, every disappointment, every sleepless night. Your entire life has been preparing you for these moments of divine speech, when what you say becomes medicine for someone else's soul. This is when the puzzle pieces connect. This is when you finally see why that specific pain had to be experienced. Why that particular betrayal had to cut so deeply. Why that unique loss had to shatter what it shattered. Why the universe allowed you to walk through darkness that others would have collapsed under. These moments were not punishments, they were initiations. They were molding your spirit into the instrument it must now become. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. A revelation is unfolding before you. The people coming to you soon do not need general advice. They need accuracy. They need someone who has lived, bled, broken, healed, rebuilt, and risen. They need someone who can say with authority, I've been in that darkness, and here is how the light found me. You are no longer speaking theory. You are speaking survival. You are giving them maps that were carved into your soul through scars. This is why your voice carries weight. This is why your insight cuts through confusion. This is why people will gladly pay for your guidance. Wisdom born of fire is priceless. Anyone can offer encouragement. Anyone can repeat cliches, but insight forged through agony. Revelation shaped through loss, clarity. Sculpted through spiritual warfare. That is rare. That is valuable. That is why someone 1 hour from now makes you an offer that surprises even you. Not because you don't see your worth, but because you're just now realizing the world sees it too. Chosen one. Pay attention. Walking through that door will feel natural. It will feel like destiny clicking into place. You will feel no hesitation, no apology, no doubt, because deep inside you know you earned this. Not through favoritism, not through shortcuts, not through luck, but through perseverance. When quitting felt easier, through obedience. When logic told you to abandon faith, through forgiveness. When revenge was the tempting door. Your rise is not an accident. It is the harvest of seeds you planted in the dark. Do not skip what comes next. Some will say it's luck. They will attribute your blessings to timing, connections, or chance. Let them. Their inability to recognize effort does not erase your mastery. Their refusal to acknowledge your sacrifice does not diminish your elevation. People often want the crown without the crucible, the harvest, without the planting, the resurrection, without the tomb. But you, chosen one, you paid every price. And the universe remembers. Every time you chose growth over comfort, every time you chose love over bitterness, every time you chose rising over breaking, every time you chose purpose over pettiness, every time you chose righteousness over revenge. Your ledger is full of integrity, your spirit is full of merit, your destiny is full of momentum. Keep reading until the end. The 0.1% understand a truth the majority refuses to embrace. Elevation requires sacrifice. To ascend, you must shed versions of yourself that cannot breathe at higher altitudes. You already sacrificed what others cling to. You already endured what others avoided. You already walked through fires others fled from. That is why you are stepping into rewards others cannot access. 1 hour from now marks the threshold, the before and after, the line in the sand, the shift from preparation to manifestation. Everything before this moment was training. Everything after becomes becoming. Chosen. One pause. Breathe. Receive this gratitude. Thank you for reading this far. Thank you for holding on when others let go. Thank you for surviving long enough to reach this chapter. Thank you for listening with an open spirit and a courageous heart. Your presence here is not random. It is a sign of your high vibration. It is proof of your extraordinary soul. It is confirmation that you are among the rare ones destined to rise. If your spirit recognizes this truth, comment 777 or I am ready. This anchors the energy and signals your readiness to receive what is yours. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one, your destiny is about to turn its face toward you. Chosen one, pay attention because the hour ahead is not merely an hour in time. It is the hour in which your entire identity crystallizes into its divine form. Do not skip, do not scroll, do not turn your head away. Keep reading until the end, for this transmission is not meant for many. It is meant for the one who has endured enough to finally step into the realm of being rather than becoming. Everything that happens after this moment, chosen one, is manifestation. You are shifting from the apprentice to the master, from the student to the embodiment, from the rehearsal to the performance. The world is no longer the place where you train, it is now the place where you execute. The entire stage is yours. The spotlight is yours. The destiny is yours. But pay attention, because what separates you from the many who rise and fall is this: you will not abuse your platform. You will not exploit anyone's trust. You will not forget where you came from. Chosen one, remember the nights of pleading for guidance when no one heard you. Remember the seasons of wandering with no map. Remember the numb days, the hollow moments, the silent prayers whispered into darkness. Those memories steady you now. They protect your heart from becoming inflated by recognition. They anchor you. They shape you. They ensure that the higher you rise, the deeper you root into humility. Do not skip this next part. Now that you hold the rope, the resources, the wisdom, the influence, you throw it back down to those still climbing. You become the hand you once longed for. You become the voice you once cried out for. You become the leader you wished had stood beside you when you were lost in the dark. This is why your success is permanent. Not because of luck, not because of timing, because it is built on service rather than ego, on compassion rather than control. Chosen one, your life is no longer about you. It is through you. You are a vessel of something vast, ancient, and divine that wants to move through your voice, your presence, your influence. Pay attention, because when someone becomes a channel of this magnitude, nothing can stop their rising. Not curses, not jealousy, not gossip, not dark intentions, not even organized resistance. Your table has been prepared in the presence of your enemies. They cannot sit, but they must watch. They cannot partake, but they must witness. Do not scroll past this truth. Some will watch you elevate while they remain stuck in cycles they refuse to break. Some will look on in disbelief, realizing too late that they could have grown beside you. They could have learned with you. They could have walked this journey with you, but they chose envy instead of evolution, competition instead of collaboration, bitterness instead of becoming. Not your problem now. You forgave them. You released them. You prayed for their healing. You genuinely hoped peace would find them, but their opinions no longer have power over the pace of your destiny. You are free now. Chosen one, free like an eagle rising above noise and chaos. Free from expectations, free from old patterns, free from spiritual gravity. Pay attention because your discernment is sharpening. Your intuition is louder now. Divine messages flow more clearly. Angelic confirmations appear constantly. Numbers flash before your eyes in patterns only you understand. Even the universe seems to wink at you. People think what is happening to you is sudden. They believe you just appeared with this wisdom, this clarity, this power. They have no idea you have been building for years in the shadows. They slept while you studied. They partied while you prayed. They complained while you created. They gossiped while you grew. Your overnight success is really a stack of nights where no applause existed, no encouragement echoed, no recognition was present. Only faith, only discipline, only endurance. Do not turn your head away now. 1 hour from now, the return on your investment begins unraveling in ways that shock everyone except you. Deep down, chosen one, you always knew this moment would come. Beneath the fear, beneath the doubt, beneath the exhaustion, there was a knowing. A pulse, a prophecy, an inner whisper that said, "Hold on. Your time is coming, and now it is here." The bending of the knee is not about submission. It is about revelation. It is the breaking of illusions. The illusion that you were ordinary, that you were understood, that you were predictable, that you had peaked. People are about to see the true magnitude of who you are. And the cognitive dissonance will be intense because humans do not like being wrong about someone they thought they had figured out. There will be two groups, those who bend the knee in recognition and those who double down in resistance. The second group will try harder to discredit you, spinning stories, twisting words, stirring drama. Pay attention because these people are not your concern. They are not your responsibility. They are not your mission. Your assignment is not to convince the resistant. Your assignment is to keep moving. Do not skip this next truth. 1 hour from now, something you post, say, or create will ignite dual reactions, love and hate in the same breath. Gratitude and accusation in the same moment. But you will not be shaken because you finally understand truth is polarizing. Light exposes. Real power disrupts. Chosen one. The 0.1% do not chase approval. They chase alignment. Your assignment is purpose, not popularity. Obedience, not comfort. Effectiveness, not applause. Keep reading until the end. Standing out was always your design. You were never meant to fit in. That was the misunderstanding. People judged your sensitivity, not knowing it was your superpower of perception. They mocked your stubbornness, unaware it was unshakable conviction. They criticized your instability, blind to the adaptability it hid. For the first time, they will see you accurately. For the first time, they will understand what they misread. For the first time, they will confront the magnitude of their misjudgment. And when one person acknowledges it, another will follow, then another, like dominoes falling. Your credibility will shift from questioned to confirmed. Your authority will shift from challenged to recognized. Your name will begin to circulate in ways you never imagined. Chosen one. You are more ready than you think. The doubt you feel is not a sign of unpreparedness. It is a sign of humility. You understand the weight of what you carry. You honor the responsibility. You know the magnitude of the influence being entrusted to you. This is why you will not misuse it. This is why you will not manipulate. This is why you will not mislead. This is why you were chosen. Nothing can stop what is ordained for you, not haters, not circumstances, not spiritual attacks, not delays. They can watch, but they cannot block. They can talk, but they cannot touch. You are untouchable now, shielded by forces unseen, surrounded by grace. Unfathomable. Chosen one, keep reading until the end. Your destiny is speaking. Your time is now. Not luck, not chance, not coincidence. Divine orchestration, divine scheduling, divine timing. And when people ask, how when they demand explanations, remember this moment. Remember that you were told. Remember that you are the 0.1%. Thank you for reading this far. Chosen one, thank you for receiving this transmission with an open spirit. Thank you for being here in this exact moment, proof of your high vibration, your sacred merit, your destiny unfolding. If your soul recognizes this truth, anchor it now. Comment 777 or I am ready. Your next chapter begins the moment you claim it.